Good morning and welcome. My name is Katie, and this is a 45-minute Hatha yoga and meditation practice designed to bring an awareness to mental health. So oftentimes we talk about mindfulness and yoga, and I'm sure you've heard about the benefits of the practice, helping to manage stress and anxiety. And today I wanted to really discuss a bit more about mental and behavioral health and the importance of us acknowledging that within ourselves and in our communities, especially during this time of COVID, where we're already feeling a little isolated and kind of cut off. It can be very lonely, especially if you're struggling with mental illness. So in an effort to help break that stigma around mental health, I wanted to create a practice today that acknowledges not only just awareness, but what we can do to better our own mental health so that we can be more fully present and mindful and supportive of others. In saying that, as far as props for the class goes, if you have a belt at home or a strap, I would recommend maybe grabbing one of those. And I'll also be modifying for pregnancy, so if that applies to you, then great, and if not, that's fine as well. I like to have a blanket nearby just for a little extra support, and then I've got a couple of blocks and a bolster. So we'll get started on our backs. I can't come flat onto my back, so I'll provide myself a little ramp here. And if you have these props and you'd wish to take a little heart opener, that's fine as well. So a couple of blocks behind you and a bolster on top, or you can just place a pillow underneath your back as well. It might not be inclined, and that's okay. And then we'll come to take our backs to the bolster. You might use a blanket for a pillow underneath the head. And then bending your knees, slowly start to make your way back, really into any comfortable shape in your body. And just start to let yourself settle in. Making sure that all of your physical needs are being met here. And if you arrive into a shape that isn't fully supportive or comfortable, give yourself permission to move until you settle into a shape that really meets you where you are today. And just notice how it feels to feel supported. Giving yourself the opportunity to let your body begin to rest, so that we can bring our awareness to the inner workings of the body and to the inner workings of the mind. Take a few moments to come into a quiet breath, allowing it to land you into this space, to land you into your body. Knowing that the breath is a major tool and resource for us in the management of our mental health. So oftentimes when we're feeling overwhelmed or the mind is ruminating in thought, sometimes naturally we just come back to the breath, taking a big, almost exacerbated sigh. This helps us to ground into the body and start to connect to the parasympathetic nervous system. So when we're caught up in anxieties or stress, or the external world, just engaging, our body is moving in this sympathetic state where we're constantly engaged and our nervous system is active, it's turned on. And even when we practice self-care and find ourselves engaging with loved ones and those that we enjoy being around, it can be great. But this practice is designed to go in and connect you into the parasympathetic nervous system. It's a state of healing, allowing us to recharge. And when we connect to the breath into this parasympathetic state, our heart rate lowers, our respiratory rate lowers, our blood pressure lowers, and it signals to our body that all is safe, all is well. Our body begins to trust us and our surroundings, so use this time to really tune in and surrender. One of the first Yoga Sutras, our yogic philosophy text, is Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, meaning yoga is the ceasing or the cessation of the manipulations of the mind. Meaning when we're focused on our practice, on our breathing and our bodies, the monkey mind ceases to exist. We stop clinging from thought to thought, and we bring a single pointed awareness to this moment. So start to bring all of your awareness into the breath here. Just letting it be natural, without forcing the breath, without judging the breath. Just creating space to allow. Notice the depth of your breath. Noticing any sound to your breath. Notice if you're drawing breath in through the nose and out through the nose or out through the mouth. Bringing your awareness to the quality of your breath. Then see if you can invite the breath to take up a bit more space internally, finding a quiet expansion here. And as you exhale, feel your body soften, feel yourself relax, shifting into that parasympathetic state. And then if you'd like to set an intention for your practice this morning or later today, take a moment to do so. Whether it be just to stay connected to the breath, to bring awareness to your own mental health, or to be there to support someone. Any intention that you choose, just be specific. And start to let it land you in your body. Take a few more rounds of quiet, natural breath. And then slowly start to welcome some movement to your fingers and toes. Good. As you inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, give yourself a big hug. And then see if you can draw your shoulder blades away from one another, drawing them apart onto the back. And then as you inhale, breathe into the back of your heart space. And as you exhale, soften. Take another breath like this as you inhale fully. And then exhale, completely release your arms back open by your sides and heel toe your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Let the knees draw together. And then slowly let your knees soften over to the right side, taking a mild twist into your lower back. As you inhale, the knees come back up through center and then exhale them over to the left. Inhale to center and then exhale again to the right. Inhale to center and exhale to the left. Let's just take it one more time on either side. Inhale to center. And if you're supported onto some props, let the knees draw over to the right and then take your props off to the side. And we'll all meet flat onto the back. If you're already there, then you're one step ahead. And as you arrive into the shape on your back, please have a strap nearby or a belt at home. And if you don't have either, I'll provide you options. So we'll come onto the back with a bend to the knees, and you might just start by hugging them in towards the chest and circling out the knees a few times in one direction. And then a few times in the opposite direction. Good, and then slowly placing the soles of your feet to the floor, go ahead and take your strap and we'll place it over the ball of the right foot. Now, if you don't have a strap at home, you can interlace fingers behind the right thigh, and we're going to extend the right leg towards the sky. Now you can stay here keeping your left knee bent, or if the hamstring allows, just slowly begin to extend the left leg long. It might extend all the way, or it might just extend part of the way. But we're finding flexion through the right foot as you press out through your heel. Now keep the sole of your foot to mirror the sky, and as you inhale, take a bend to your right knee. So your shin is perpendicular to the floor, and then as you exhale, press to straighten. Inhale to bend. And exhale to straighten. So just inviting the sensation of fleshing out the back of the right leg. Continue with the breath. Coordinating breath with movement. Inhaling to bend, exhale, we straighten. Take it one more time. Holding on the exhale as you straighten. And then we're going to start to open the right leg out to the right side. So notice if your left hip wants to lift up off the floor, consciously press through your left heel and let your left hand ground through your left hip. Another option here is you can take your right peace fingers and hook your right big toe. Take a few deep breaths into the belly. And energetically root down through the back of your left knee. Good, sending the breath into the inner seam of the right leg. Feel your body as it slowly releases any tension or any stress that we hold in this area. Good, take another breath. And then as you inhale, slowly begin to re-extend the right leg towards the sky. As you exhale, re-bend your left knee, releasing your strap, and then let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Lifting your left toes up, let's interlace fingers behind the left thigh. Coming into a reclining pigeon pose, and just let yourself maybe rock the knees from side to side. Feel a nice stretch into the right IT band. A little stretch into the hips. And if interlacing fingers behind the thigh isn't accessible, you can use a strap behind the thigh or just keep left toes to the floor. If you'd like to go a bit further, option to interlace over left shin. Take a few cleansing breaths if it comes natural. You might close the eyes and let your upper body soften. Holding for 2 more breaths. And then opening for a twist, you can release your hands, but place your left hand to the top of your right foot and start to guide your legs over to the left. Letting the sole of your right foot plant to the floor, right knee to the sky. Right hand can open to the right side, fingertips in line with the shoulder. And as the left hand holds your right foot, begin to guide your right knee away from the chest. Breathe. Just notice how this feels in your body this morning. Asking yourself how it feels and then letting yourself respond accordingly. Maybe you can go a little bit further, drawing your left toes a little closer towards your shoulder. Or maybe you take a little bit off of the pose, releasing any tension, any stress that's accumulating. If the mind wanders, simply come back to your breath or come back to your intention. Single pointed focus of concentration. Inhale. And as you're ready, exhale, begin to shift your way back to center. Sole of left foot to the floor. As you inhale, right leg to the sky, you can circle out the ankle a few times in one direction and then a few times in the opposite. And when you're ready, bending the right knee and let the right foot meet the left as you inhale, arms overhead. Maybe you take hold of opposite elbow and then again, exhale, knees over to the right. Inhale, knees up through center and exhale them over to the left. Good. Taking this a few times with breath, just windshield wiping the knees from side to side. Gaze can be towards the sky or option to send your gaze opposite of the knees. Good. Let's go ahead and inhale our way back to center, keeping the feet hips width distance apart and then taking your strap or belt or interlacing fingers behind your left thigh. Let's extend the left leg towards the sky. Good. Drawing your left toes towards the shin, you can stay here with your right knee bent, or as the body allows, gently extending your right leg long. Good. Staying soft and relaxed through the shoulders and the back of the neck. As you inhale, let's bend through the left knee, keeping the sole of the foot to mirror the sky, and then as you exhale to straighten. So it's really just a micro bend here. As you inhale, exhale to re-straighten. Good. So this kind of pumping movement in the body just helps to provide some circulation to the leg, to the back of the left leg. Sending blood flow and fresh oxygen to our muscles. Gradually waking up tendons and ligaments and the joints of the body, hip and knee. Good. 2 more rounds. It's okay if the breath gets out of sync with your movement. Just do what comes natural. And we'll meet with our left leg extended as you inhale here, taking the strap into your left hand can come onto your right hip, and then start to extend your left leg open to the left side. So drawing toes up and away from the midline of the body. Good. And grounding through the right hip, through the back of the right knee. Sending breath down into the bellows of the belly here, breathing into the space in the pelvic floor, into the inner seam of the left leg. Notice what breath comes natural. Good. 2 more breaths. And then as you're ready, as you inhale, let's bring our left leg up through center. And then exhale to rebend the right knee, releasing your strap, and then crossing left ankle over right thigh. Staying here, option to lift your right toes up and find the interlace of fingers right behind the right thigh, or maybe over right shin. You could start with a little micro sway from side to side, easing into the hips. And just noticing if one side feels a bit tighter or a little different than the other. Give yourself permission to modify. We tend to hold a lot of emotional energy into the space of the hips, so just be gentle with yourself here. Using our breath to help facilitate a clear current of energy in the body. And let's hold in stillness. And then as you're ready, preparing for our twist, bringing the right hand to the top of your left foot. Inhale and then exhale, knees guide over to the right. Sole of the left foot plants as the left arm opens to the left side. Good. So as the sole of your left foot meets the floor, start to press the left knee away from your right shoulder and feel that maybe into your left glute or into your IT band, the outer left hip and thigh. But be present and mindful if you experience sensation in other parts of the body, knowing that your body is uniquely yours. Being mindful and grateful for however it shows up for you today. Treating ourselves with respect. Moving in such a way that honors where we are in any given moment, in any circumstance. Breathing into those spaces of tightness or tension. Dissolving that with compassion, with ease. Two more breaths. As you're ready, let's slowly come back up through center. Inhale, and maybe you exhale, extend the left leg towards the sky and start to circle out the ankle a few times in one direction, a few in the opposite. And then hugging left knee to chest, let right knee meet left, and either rock yourself forward and back a few times to seated, or roll to one side and then press yourself to seated. Good. And you might come to sit onto the support of a blanket or a block to elevate the hips. Ideally, we want to come into a shape where the hips are elevated up above the knees. So if you find yourself really tight, give yourself more support underneath the hips. Or you can also just extend your legs out nice and long. So having your belt nearby, or a strap, or a t-shirt or a scarf, go ahead and take that strap between the hands. And as you inhale, start to extend the arms up towards the sky. Pause. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows and send the arms back behind you. Breathe into the shoulders. Good. As you inhale, let's re-straighten the arms. And then as you exhale, bend. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Notice if the breath becomes audible here, continue at your own pace. Just doing whatever comes natural. Good. Inhale. Exhale to bend. We'll take it one more time. And then we'll hold. With the exhale, letting the elbows bend, and you might softly lower chin to chest, breathing into the space in the back of the neck. Holding for one more breath. And then as you inhale, let's re-extend the arms up. And as you exhale, release, hands come down, and you can set your prop off to the side. And then we'll just take a little side bend. So walking your right fingertips over to the right, left arm to the left. Good. Send a little bit of weight into the right palm as you root down through your left hip crease. Good. Breathing into your left lung and expanding to the side body as you inhale here. And then as you exhale, sweep your left fingertips forward. Let the right arm trace it. And then inhale as you reach up and over to the left. Grounding through the right seat, rooting down through the left palm, shifting energy down into the right. Let's take that a few times as you inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, sweep and switch sides. Inhale, we open to the right, reaching elbow up and back. Maybe the gaze and heart lift as well, and then exhale to switch. Inhale. Exhale, switch. Inhale. Last time, exhale, switch. Let's hold on the inhale as we open to the left, rooting down through the right seat. And then inhale, we come up through center, maybe fingertips touch. Exhaling, hands to prayer at heart center, pause. Eyes can be open or eyes can close. Take a moment to come back to your intention, or maybe even set a new one now. Bringing mindful awareness to breath, to heart. Feeling all the contents of the mind trickle down into the space of the heart, or to wherever your awareness lies. On your next inhale, draw breath in through the back of the heart space, in between the shoulder blades, and then as you exhale, breath travels out through heart space, through palms, and out into the space that surrounds you. And then as you inhale to the back of your heart space, imagine drawing in the breath of another. And then as you exhale, send your breath out to whoever might need that compassion. Inhaling as you receive energy to the back of your heart space. And then exhaling as you give it out to the world around you. Take a few more breaths here. Letting the breath move you through this offering of giving and receiving energy. Compassion for yourself, compassion for those around you. One more breath as you inhale, hold into your heart space. And exhale, release, hands down, and transition into a tabletop shape. If your knees need a little bit of extra padding, feel free to place a blanket underneath the knees for some extra support. And then we'll just bring a little movement to the spine as you inhale, shine your heart forward as you drop belly towards the earth, tailbone to the sky in cow pose. And as you exhale, we round the spine, looking towards your heart space, pressing through cat and then sinking all the way back into child's pose, hips to heels. Good, let's inhale, heart forward, gaze forward, belly softens to cow. Exhale, we round and press through cat and then shift all the way back, stretching out the spine in cat or in child's pose. Good. Continue these gentle earth salutations with the breath. Just warming up the spine, bringing some movement to hips and shoulders. Good. Take 2 more rounds. Just being gentle as we wake up the body this morning. Let's inhale to neutral spine, coming back into our tabletop shape, and then keeping the pelvis stacked directly over the hips. As you exhale, we'll thread the left arm underneath the right, coming in for a twist. The right hand can stay underneath the face, or you have the option to walk your right fingertips forward and breathe. So letting the left palm mirror the sky, top of the hand rooting to the earth. You might feel this in the back of your left shoulder. Option to stay here, option to bind. Right fingertips can reach behind you, meeting the small of the back, or maybe you find the left hip crease. If you'd like to engage your core here, you also have the option to send your right leg back, tucking your toes, finding a little bit of balance. And if you really want to challenge yourself this morning, maybe your right toes lift up in line with your hip. I'll be staying here this morning. Good, just 2 more breaths wherever you are. Inhale and center, and then as you exhale, right knee meets the left. Let's inhale to re-extend the right arm if it's in a bind. As you exhale, right hand comes in front of the face, and then take a big breath in. Let's sweep our left arm to the sky. And exhale back to tabletop. Beautiful. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, we round through cat. This time, tuck your toes and let's press back to our first downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out your feet. You might shake the head a little bit yes and no, releasing any tension to the neck. Maybe you flutter out the lips or take a deep sigh and just let yourself release into this shape. Pouring weight into the foundation of hands and feet. Finding movement or settle into stillness. Two more breaths. As you inhale, let your knees greet the earth, coming back into your tabletop shape, releasing the tops of your feet to the floor. And as you exhale, we thread the needle on the opposite side. So right arm underneath the left hand in front of the face. Option to stay here. Maybe you walk your left fingertips forward, letting the top of your right hand greet the earth, right palm to the sky. And if you'd like a deeper stretch to the shoulder, maybe you explore your bind, reaching the left hand behind you. You might take hold of the waistband of your pants, or if available, the right inner thigh. Option to stay here, maybe you send your left leg back, tucking your toes, or maybe you lift your heel, drawing it in line with your hip, but really rooting through the top of your right hand if you're doing so. Notice how this feels in your body from side to side. Another area that we tend to accumulate stress and tension in the body is the neck and shoulders. So coming through these shapes, these moves, these twists really helps to cleanse the body of any stagnant energy that we carry. Good. Stay for another breath. And as you're ready, let's release, bringing the left knee down. If you're in your bind, let's inhale left arm forward and then exhale left hand in front of the face. As you inhale, right arm to the sky. Good. Unravel from your twist, open the chest. Exhale, release, come back to neutral spine. Inhale to your cow pose. Exhale, tuck your toes and press back, downward facing dog. Good. Welcome a little bit of movement here. And then let's inhale, rise onto our tippy toes. As you exhale, bend your knees, step, walk, or lightly hop your feet to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold, Uttanasana. You can keep the knees bent here if the floor seems far away. All you have to do is bend the knees and boop, the earth comes to you. As you inhale, let's rise up, halfway lift. Maybe hands come to your shins or thighs. And then as you exhale, bow forward. Soft knees here. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, we bow. Inhale, heart forward, hold. Find length and space to your spine here as you shine your thigh bones in and back. Shifting weight into your heels, maybe your toes lift and spread. Good, feeling alive and vibrant in your body. And then exhale, soften, bow forward. As you inhale, root to rise, let your arms sweep you up to standing. Taking a big breath in as you reach the top, maybe a little back bend, and then exhale, hands meet in prayer at heart center. Coming back to your intention, back to your center. As you inhale, arms sweep you to the sky. And then as you exhale, tap the thumbs between your shoulder blades and then trace the midline of your body, bow forward, soft knees here. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to bow. Let's inhale, root to rise. Just a little half sun salutation or Surya Namaskar here. Exhale, hands to prayer, come to heart center. Each time you come to heart center, come back to your intention as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap and fold. So you can continue to follow my instruction or just move intuitively here. Really connecting breath to body, finding movement that meets you where you are today. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, hands to prayer. Good, inhale, rise nice and tall. Exhale, bowing, folding with reverence, a soft surrender. Good, inhale. And exhale, fold. Let's rise as you inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, lengthen. And then let's all meet as we exhale, folding forward. Uttanasana, and we hold, we pause, we stay. Good, and then heel toe your feet a little bit closer together to where your big toes touch and heels touch. Inhaling here, and then as you exhale, deeply bend your knees, coming into a little squat, just a simple toe stand. If this doesn't agree in your ankles or toes, just come to lower to find your seat. Otherwise, we'll move through just a gentle balance as you bring hands onto your knees. You can stay rounded over the legs as you start. And then slowly start to lengthen up as you press the legs away. Get nice and tall through the spine. Balancing here onto the tippy toes. Maybe your hands meet in prayer or option to press the arms overhead. Stay soft through your shoulders. Inhale to lengthen. And as you're ready, exhale, hands softly land behind you as you lower to find your seat. Extend your legs long and start to circle out the ankles. Good. Slowly bending your knees. Let's lower down onto the elbows and give a little bit of attention to our lower back. So as you inhale, start to tilt your pelvis forward as you lift your heart and maybe the head drops back. As you exhale, chin to chest, round your spine and tuck your tailbone, shifting weight back as you press the elbows back. You should find some traction to your low spine. Inhale, heart lifts, pelvis rocks you forward, maybe the head draws back. And then exhale, chin to chest, we round the spine. Inhale. Exhale fully. Take it 2 more times. Inhale. And this time, exhale, lowering all the way down onto the back, knees into the chest. Gently begin to circle out the knees a few times in one direction and a few times in the opposite direction. Welcome any final movement that your body wishes to take in your practice. You might open to a happy baby, or just start to extend your legs out long, coming into your final resting pose into Shavasana. Just making sure that you're giving your body exactly what it needs in this moment. Perhaps it's a seated meditation. There's no right or wrong. So starting to let all of the work that we've done through our practice begin to really settle into the body. The end of our practice is an opportunity to really absorb the benefits of this practice. Feeling a gentle and a quiet release as you let go of any physical tension that you carry. Allowing whatever thoughts that surface to come to the surface. And if they serve a purpose, maybe you set that as an intention. And if not, we simply let it go. The mind will do what it does. And it's our job just to release what no longer serves us with ease. Being gentle with ourselves. Being kind to ourselves. So if the mind wanders, just bring it back to your breath or back to your intention. And gradually, with experience and practice, we go beyond this single pointed concentration just into awareness of the experience itself, without words, without expectations, just awareness. Rest here, and I'll call you back when it's time. You're welcome to stay here and rest for as long as you'd like. But when you feel ready, slowly begin to deepen the breath and welcome movement back into your fingers and into your toes. On your next inhale, you might reach your arms overhead to take a gentle stretch. And exhale the knees in towards the chest, rocking gently from side to side. And eventually onto your right side to rest. Letting your hands begin to guide you back into a comfortable seated position. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze down as you settle in. Observing the quality of the mind, quality of the body, of your energy in this moment. And maybe you take a little mental snapshot of how you're feeling right now and allow it to carry with you throughout the rest of your day, serving as a reminder that at any time you can come back to center. You're welcome to seal your practice in any way that you choose. Or you can join me by bringing your hands to meet in prayer, placing the thumbs at the third eye center, honoring our seat of intuition and innate wisdom, and then guiding our hands to heart center, sealing our practice with the sound of Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, followed by one Om together. You can inhale fully and exhale completely. We inhale together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. We bow our head into our hearts, cultivating gratitude for ourselves, for each other in the practice. The divine light that shines in me bows, honors, and reflects to the divine light that shines in each of you. From the bottom of my heart to yours. Namaste.